because the kit itself, if you broke it up, all the separate oils and the diffuser and the samples, you would purchase all of that for $300 if you bought it individually, all right? And that's even at wholesale pricing. It would be $300 and a little bit. However, when Young Living decided to put together a kit for their new members, they wanted to give us a fantastic deal. So they took $100 off the top to give us a way to get started with oils, to give us a really good selection of oils to get going with right away. And so I always recommend that people start with a starter kit because it is such a phenomenal value and it really helps people get oils into their home and start switching over to natural remedies. We call it switch and ditch, right? Instead of going to the store to buy Tylenol, they can use peppermint oil, for example. So we're helping them to realize the value of the fact that they're going to have products that will replace other things that they're already buying. Okay, but let's say they don't have a couple $100 to spend on a starter kit. So what can they do? Well, one of the things we really like to talk about is 3 for free. So in order to get your starter kit for free, if you introduce the starter kit to 3 friends or 3 family members and they decide that they want one, you are going to make a commission off of each of those starter kits. And Janelle has a graphic to show us. She'll get it up when she can. But it is for each starter kit that you're going to sell, you're going to make $67.50 Canadian. If you are a US member, you'll make $50 US. Now, a Canadian starter kit is more than a US starter kit, so it all evens out. Selling to 3 different friends or family members, getting them to fall in love with the product and buy a starter kit is going to cover the cost of your starter kit. Now, of course, you are going to have a starter kit or an account before these 3 people decide to buy theirs because you want them to be signed up under you. So within the same calendar month, if you buy your starter kit and those 3 people buy a starter kit, your commission will cover the cost of your starter kit. You could basically just pay yourself back for that kit. All right, my personal story is when I first started and bought my starter kit, I invited, I think, 10 to 12 friends and family members over. I had a class taught and 10 of those people decided to buy a starter kit. So my income from my first month with Young Living more than paid for my starter kit. Now I know that that's not always typical results for an intro class, and that's okay. Even if you get 1 person, that's still a good discount off of the cost of your kit. Now, the other thing I had to do before I bought my starter kit, I don't know if anybody else is in this boat, but when I fell in love with the oils, I fell in love with them in the spring. I used the lavender essential oil that was gifted to me all summer long, and then by fall, I ran out, and I knew that I needed oils. Sorry, my dryer is just telling me that it's done. Okay, and so by fall, I knew I needed oils, but we lived on a tight budget month to month. There was not much wiggle room at the end of each month, okay? Like a little bit of wiggle room would be like a pizza night or something. It wasn't a lot left over. So I had to personally save up for, I believe, 2 or 3 months. I think it was 3 months before I was able to buy my starter kit. So that might be the position that you're in. And if that's the position that you're in, that's fine. Or if that's the position that people that you're talking to are in, that's fine. You can tell them, like, we can wait. We can budget this. You can put aside so much a month. And then when you're ready to get going, we can get you going. And then maybe we can have an intro class for you. And that could even possibly pay you back for the cost of your kit. So that's step 1, is either 3 for free or save up for your kit, but you got to get a starter kit in order to start this business. And the reason you need a starter kit is because you're going to want to show people the starter kit. That's our main focus is the kit, and that's how we like to share primarily. All right, step 2 is to really dive into the use of your oils. You need firsthand experience with using essential oils. You can't really share your passion for something if you've never tried it, right? So I used that lavender oil all summer, and I had fantastic results with my C-section incision and with cuts and bruises and bee and bug bites and all kinds of things. And so I had a story to share. And so when I invited people to take a look, I was able to share those testimonies with people. You want to make sure that you're incorporating your essential oils into your everyday routine. So in order to do this and to remember, put your oils in key places. How many of us are guilty of keeping it in the box or keeping it, you know, underneath a cabinet or behind a door or something like that, and then you forget about your oils. So what I like to do is in my bathroom, I have a vanity and I have an open area, and I put my everyday oils, the ones that I want to apply every day, like the ones I use for hormones and the ones I use for my endocrine system and for my circulatory system. I put them there so that I'm applying them day and night, okay? And then I've got oils on my kitchen counter for using for seasoning food. I've got oils beside each diffuser. I've got oils in everybody's bedroom beside the diffuser. I've got oils in my car. I've got oils in my purse. You guys get the idea. You have the oils in easy places to access. You have them visible in your home too, because when people come over, you love curiosity, right? Curiosity is great. People are like, what is that? Is that nail polish? No, it's my oils. So beside my sink in my bathroom, I've got a tray with a whole collection of oils. People can use them. People can smell them. People can go, what is this? And I can talk to them about it. Okay, if you're not sure about how to use your oils when you first get your starter kit, there are a lot of really great resources out there. You can grab an app. Janelle's going to put the information in the chat box now. There's a fantastic app that you can get that will help you learn how to use your oils. If you are on our Best Life Naturally Facebook page, we did a series where we ran through each of the oils in the starter kit, and all of our members gave fantastic testimonies on how they use that oil. So if you need ideas on how to use your oils, go ahead and look through those ideas and start using them. So the idea is that you want to gather personal testimonies and stories around your oils, because once you start to gather those stories and those testimonies, you're going to make notes on them, and you're going to put those notes somewhere really handy. My favorite place to put my notes is in my phone under the notes section. Okay, and if I have a fantastic testimony, I want to write down a few notes there and remind myself so that I can share that with people. And of course, when you're talking to people in social settings, you know, it's easy to say something like, you should do this. But, you know, a lot of people don't like being told what they should do, right? So what I like to do instead is I like to say, have you found anything that works for that? And they'll say maybe yes, and they'll talk about it, and I can maybe be like, yeah, you know what, I found that works, and I will share what I found that works. Or if they say, no, you know, I haven't found anything that works, I'll say, you know, my family has tried this. Have you ever tried essential oils? Or, you know, it's just an easy segue, and it's not telling people what they should do, because people don't like being told what they should do. All right, people like suggestions, and they like to be told stories. And so once you start incorporating the oils in your life, you are going to have stories to share. All right, I'm going to let Janelle take over with step number 3.
Right. Okay, so I am going to talk about one of the best ways that I love to share, and it's via a curiosity post. So most of us are on social media, and if you're not on social media, then this step won't apply, except that you can do this in conversation as well. So these, I'm going to talk about primarily posting on Facebook or Instagram, and doing a curiosity post. So a curiosity post is basically something that is going to attract people's attention and get them thinking about the problem being solved. So, for example, one of the posts that has gotten lots of traction for me was I posted a picture. Some of you might have seen it, but I've got like all this. I don't know if you can even see it here. I've got all this regrowth from having a baby. Okay, I lost a ton of hair, and now I've got all this like regrowth business. But what happened was I had lost like chunks of hair after my pregnancy and while I've been nursing. And so all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, I had stopped using Progestins Plus because I was pregnant, and so I didn't need extra progesterone because I have lots when I'm pregnant. And I had stopped using Progestins Plus. So I started using Progestins Plus, and right away my hair started growing in like super fast. And all those little hairs, you know, started becoming more noticeable. So I posted a picture of like these hairs and just said, I'm so happy to have my hair back. I'm glad that I rediscovered my natural solution. Super simple. Didn't tell them what the solution was, just told them that my hair was growing back and that I was really happy about it. You would not believe how many people messaged me. They were commenting, oh my gosh, what did you use? Blah, blah, blah. Who knew, you know, women balding was such an issue, I suppose. I don't know. So, or, you know, thinning hair. So I got a ton of interest. And so what I would do is people would comment and they would say, what did you use? Now, I did not comment on the public thread right there. I didn't say I used Progestins Plus. No. What you want to do is you want to say, I will PM you, which is personal message, right? So I'll PM you, and then I would start another conversation on Messenger, or sometimes I just pick up the phone if I knew them well enough, and I'd just be like, hey, I saw that, you know, Messenger them. Hey, just so you know, what I used was Progestins Phyto Plus. Have you ever heard of it? And then they would say yes, or they would say no, right? And then they would usually ask me how many drops and how would you apply it? Because that's the other thing I didn't tell them how to do, was that I applied it on my forearms morning and night. And so what I did was I moved the conversation off of the social media post into a personal message. And then to seal the deal, I moved the conversation off of social media to a phone call or a Zoom or FaceTime call where I can actually see the person and we're having a connection, okay? That's really important to get them off of the social media platform. It's really, really hard to seal a deal on social media because people are squirrely on social media, because they'll get a notification and all of a sudden they'll click out of your conversation and start dealing with whatever notification that they got. But if you get them on the phone or you get them on a FaceTime where they have to lock eyes with you, they can't leave. Okay, so back up to the curiosity post. What makes a good curiosity post? A, you're posting about a problem, whether it's the mosquitoes outside, your hair is thinning, you had a headache, you got a bug bite, whatever your issue is, you're proposing a problem. And then you're saying that you found a natural solution that works, but you are not saying what it is. You just say, I'm so glad I found something that works. And what does that do? It elicits curiosity. The other thing that you need to do is post a picture. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Had I not posted that picture with all my funny hair, I would not have received the, you know, all the really great feedback, right? So post the picture of like the really bad mosquito bite. Post the picture of like you going like, oh, like this for a headache or whatever. But post the picture of the problem. The other thing you can do is post the picture of like, let's say your child hasn't been sleeping through the night, okay? You post a picture of your sleeping child, the solution, without the labeled product. So you can post a picture of the problem, or you can post a picture of the solution without the labeled product. So for example, if you're like, oh my gosh, it's been a week that my kid hasn't slept through the night solid, and I've finally found something that works, click, take a picture of your sleeping child, post the sleeping child. End of story. Do not put a bottle of lavender. Do not put a bottle of peace and calming or whatever. What you want to do is you can do that in your stories, but not on a post, okay? Because a post lives longer, and you want to create curiosity for days to come. So that is my suggestion. Do not post the product, just post the picture of the problem or the solution and elicit curiosity. Make sure that you move the conversation from the post to Messenger and then off Messenger to a phone call or a FaceTime. All right, Crystal, back to you for step number 4. Oh, you're muted. Gotta unmute you.
Janelle, you are on step number 4.
Oh yeah, you're right. Moving right along. That was step number 4, is how to respond. So exactly, you respond by saying, hey, oh, sorry, I have to change my spotlight. Okay, there we go. Okay, so moving right along, when somebody responds to your curiosity post, you are going to move the conversation. And then once they're ready to buy, this is what you do. You're asked if they want to try it. If they want to try it, they can. And it's usually going to be one product. So for example, let's say you post something about the outdoor blend, or what in the US is called the insect repellent. And they're like, I just want the insect repellent. So you can say, okay, great. I can get you, you can start an account with an insect repellent. That's no problem. And a lot of times they're like, well, I don't want to actually have an account. I just want to buy off of you. I get this all the time. So I say, well, by law, I'm actually not allowed to sell it to you at wholesale price. So I'll have to charge you retail for that, but that's 24% more than you would have to pay if you actually had an account. And they're like, oh, okay, well, what does it take to have an account? And you can say, oh, well, it doesn't take anything. You just have to have, you can open up, in Canada, you can open up an account with just buying a bottle of lemon. So a lot of people start with an account with just a bottle of outdoor blend, for example. Now, in the US, you can't do that. In the US, they have to buy a premium starter kit in order to get a wholesale membership. So if they only want to buy the insect repellent, they have to pay full retail price for that. So what you can say is, hey, have you heard about essential oils before? You can start with our everyday oils kit, or you can start with a premium starter kit or whatever, and then you would lead them down that path and then say, we can tack on your outdoor blend over and above, and you'll get 24% off all of it. So that's the way I would go if I was from the US. If I'm in Canada, which I know the majority of the people on the call are, you would basically say, I can start an account that way, but we highly recommend that you get them introduced to the oils and the premium starter kit, because that's what's going to keep them coming back for more. And so, for example, if it's the outdoor blend that they want, you can say, yeah, I can get you an account with the outdoor blend, but did you know that you can actually make your own as well? And you can make it using the oils in what we call our starter kit. And so if you have all those oils on hand, you can make your own, and lots of other great recipes to use for annoyance-free outdoors. And you can give them that little pitch, and then just say there's also a really great diffuser that is awesome to plug outside to repel mosquitoes as well, with an oil called, there's different oils. One is citronella, one is purification that comes in the kit. I mean, you can go on for days explaining things, but you really want to try to get them sold on a premium starter kit as well, because that will give them exposure to a lot of our amazing products, and will get them kind of in the essential oil door. So that being said, you want to give them a deadline so they can say, well, I have to think about it. And then you can say, okay, well, no problem. Can I talk to you on Friday? Can I reach out to you? And usually it'll say, oh, sure. So if they're talking about a conversation on Wednesday, Friday's in a couple of days, then you might want to, put a reminder in your phone to call Susan Friday at noon, and to just check in with her and say, hey, we talked about a premium starter kit, or we talked about some outdoor blend or whatever. Are you ready to purchase? And then after that, you would just go ahead and either send her a form to fill out, and that form is available on both Crystal and I's H.O.P.E team pages and Crystal's Live, Laugh, Love page under files. It's like a membership form. I like using membership form because I'm not going to lie, right now Young Living site is really glitchy. So to sign somebody up just using a link, it's not working well. So at least if they fill out a piece of paper, so basically you send them the form, they print it out, they write out their information, they take a picture and they send it back to you. You have their information, and if you need to try 3 or 4 or 5 times to enter it, you can. So I like having that, and then I just shred the credit card number at the bottom after. And then from your curiosity post, the other thing that you're going to want to do is basically reach out to every single person that commented on your curiosity post. So of course, some people are going to say, wow, what was it? Other people are just going to hit the like button. But did you know that when you hover over the like button, it shows all the people that liked it? And if you know they're not Young Living people, I would reach out and I would say, hey, I saw that you liked my post. Did you, have you ever tried it? What do you use as a natural bug repellent? Whatever. Just strike up a conversation. but create a list of people that are interested in your curiosity post. Okay, now I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm going to talk about just a little bit of a different thing. Monique McLean, who's a Royal Crown Diamond with Young Living, she utilized this really, really cool way to post and get people to buy in with Young Living, even if they were broke. And so basically what would happen is she would focus on one product. So let's say lemon essential oil. And she would write like 3 curiosity posts about lemon essential oil in 1 week. So I took marker off my cupboards. I took tomato sauce off my, kids' tray, and I used it to clean, or I used it to mood lift or something like that, whatever. They have to be compliant, of course, but she talked about lemon 3 times. And then everybody that commented on her posts, curiosity posts, she makes a list. She reaches out to them. She says, hey, I'm going to place an order. And if you'd like to try lemon, I will do a one-time favor for you, and I will add lemon to my order. So this does 2 things. This allows her to pay for her order, so she can place a 100 PV order and get commissions. And it allows other people to try essential oils. Just one thing, lemon. So she puts an order for 15 lemons that month. Now she has the hassle of making sure other people, delivering the lemon or getting it to them, of like breaking down her bill to make sure that she covers her costs, whatever the case may be. And she has to sell them at retail by law. So even if she purchased them at wholesale, she has to sell them at retail, okay? And she's going to make the extra 24% or whatever it is. Okay, so she sells 14 bottles of lemon because she keeps one for herself, let's just say, okay? Now those 14 people now have their bottle of lemon, and in a week or 2, she's going to contact all of them and say, how do you like your lemon? What have you used it for? Whatever. And then say, if you want, I would be happy to teach you on how to use other essential oils. And then you get those people to hop on like an EO 101 class that you offer on Zoom or something like that. So that's the process that you can use when you're on a super tight budget. And it's using the curiosity post, but it's using it to your advantage to give samples out to other people, paid samples out to other people, and not break the bank for you. You make a little bit of extra cash, and you make your 100 PV order. So I hope that that's helpful. Did I lose anybody? No, we're good? Okay, sorry, I had a pop-up saying that Zoom is going to cancel. I'm like, no, don't cancel. Okay, very good. Yes, and if you're not comfortable teaching an intro class, you can always reach out to Crystal or I, or your enroller or a leader that you know in our organization to teach a class for you. I taught a class on Saturday night for my team. I had 32 people on the call, and it went great. So it's the same process. We just do an Eventbrite, and we just teach an Essential Oil 101 class. And that's an intro class for total beginners. So you can just reach out to any of us and us leaders, and we'd be happy to do that for you. All right. Now it's Crystal's turn.
Okay, so upon delivery of these products that you would be possibly ordering for people, if you want to go that route of doing a one-time order for people in order for you to put through your order that month and to be able to make some commission retail. And the point of it is that you eventually want to get these members into a wholesale account. So you're giving them an opportunity to try a product from Young Living, and you're telling them, I'll do this for you one time, you're going to pay retail, that kind of thing. However, upon delivery, you're going to, ask them, what are you planning on trying this for? And if it's what you talked about in your curiosity post, of course, that's probably what it is. That's great, but give them some other ideas too. Be like, okay, this oil can actually do multiple things. Here's like some ideas of things that you can do with this oil, and allow them to have some ideas so that they can use it for more than one thing, right? And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that you follow up with these people. So you're helping them come up with a wellness plan, right? Upon delivering this oil or this product, you're helping them come up with a wellness plan. And this is the same thing if you sell starter kit. You want to help people get going with their oils, teach them how to use their oils, come up with a wellness plan, things that are pain points in their life that they want to use oils for, help them learn how to use them, right? And then the follow-up, of course, has to happen too. It's essential. So step number 6 is follow-up. And you want to make sure that within a week, you're following up with your new member or the person that you purchased a one-time product for, okay? So either way, you have this new contact, you wanna make sure that you are following up with them and finding out how they are doing with the product. The last thing you want is for the product to sit on the shelf and not get used. So of course, you wanna encourage them to try it out, but also you wanna hear feedback. You wanna find out how it's going for them. So I think within 3 to 5 days, you should be, doing a follow-up with that person, asking them how they're doing, ask them if they have any questions, and then make sure that if you haven't already given them an invite to an introductory class, that you are doing so at that point. So by then, you should have an introductory class booked, all right? If you're doing a curiosity post, you're collecting orders, you've delivered the product, now you've got to make sure that you've got a date set with an intro class so that during your follow-up or even during your delivery, whatever point you want to offer this, you are definitely inviting them to that introductory class. So it's either going to teach them about the starter kit that they purchased, or it's going to help them get into a wholesale account by learning about the products, and they're going to want to try different things, right? And it's always about figuring out where their pain points are. So what things are they're struggling with, right? Ask them, what would you like help with? Like, are there any struggles with your health? Are there any, issues with your kids, like not sleeping or anything like that? Things that I could help you with. And once you find that out, you can help them discover, oils and help them with a wellness plan and make sure that you're inviting them to a class. So if they say no, maybe the date doesn't work, or they're just not interested in learning anymore right now, or maybe they're feeling overwhelmed, because all of those things could be true, right? I know a lot of people, when they are living at capacity, even if there's something that's really interesting, they just like, I just can't right now. I can't put anything more in my brain. I can't handle anything else. And that's okay. We have to respect that that's where people are at. However, we can say, would you be interested in me inviting you in the future to a class? And then they can say yes or no. And then you've got an in. If they say yes, then you know it's okay to follow up with them again and to give them an invite. If they say no, thank you, then you respect that, because we're not here to hunt people down and push things on people, right? We always have to respect where people are at. So make sure that you have a class date set up, that you do an invite. And if they say, not at this time, but they're interested in the future, that you make sure that you set up another date. Maybe it's going to be 2 weeks down the road, maybe it's a month down the road, but that you always have another date in mind so that you can invite these people to a follow-up class, all right? And then the last step number 7, is to host a class or have one of your upline have a class for you. If you have not yet, if you have never done an introductory class, I highly recommend that you get somebody in your upline to do it with you or to do it for you, and you watch and learn, because it's just something that we learn from each other. And I always say, I will do one for you, that I will do one with you, and then by the third one, you should be able to do it on your own. So it's a 3-step thing. Some people are like gung-ho and they want to do it right off the bat, and that's okay. If you've already watched one or seen one, totally fine. But your upline is there to support you in this, so make sure that you're tapping into whoever enrolled you, and if your enroller is not comfortable, then find out who enrolled them and just keep on going up the line until you hit somebody who's willing to help you, okay? And of course, Janelle and I are always willing. We also have on our Facebook pages, we have recorded ones that are already there that you can actually just tag people on, and if you need help finding those, you can ask. So yeah, make sure that you are tapping into those kind of resources, because they are all there. Okay, So step number 7, as I said, is to host the class. And then we want to learn how to close a sale. Who gets really uncomfortable asking for a sale? I think that's like a pretty common thing. That was never an issue for me, and I don't know if that's just my personality type. But when I strongly believe in something, it's not hard for me to think that everybody needs this, right? And that kind of confidence really helps other people believe in what you have to offer. So let's talk about how to close a sale. The key to closing a sale is a combination of having good posture, storytelling, and asking good questions. So 3 things: good posture, storytelling, and asking good questions. Okay, good posture is the way that you carry yourself. And when you have good posture, you're having the goal of educating people and meeting their pain points. Okay, when I say pain points, I mean like you are bringing solutions to their problems. So good posture includes having confidence in yourself and believing in your product. If you don't really believe in Young Living essential oils and the products, and you don't really think that they're that great, or you don't believe in what they do, then you're in the wrong place. Like, you gotta believe in the product, or else people aren't gonna buy from you. People can like sniff that out. If you don't really believe in it, they're gonna be like, something's off here. No, she doesn't really believe in this stuff, right? So we're not just here to make money off of people. Like, we are here because we truly believe that these products actually work, and we wanna benefit other people and their lives. All right. Of course, making money, we all need money. We all need finances to live. And of course, we all want to thrive, not just survive, right? Okay. So in order to believe in the product, in order for them to believe in the product, you yourself have to believe in the product. So that's good posturing. All right. Secondly, storytelling. Make sure that you are telling your story. People will follow people who know what they want and how to get there. All right, they need to know you. They need to know what you stand for. They need to know where you're going and what you're planning on doing. When people know that Young Living is your thing and why you decided to share it with them and what you are working towards, they will want to follow you. Now, let's just put you in 2 different situations. You have somebody who talks to you about a business opportunity, all right? But they're not really into it. They'll do it casually, maybe here and there. Maybe they'll quit in a month and start selling something else. Maybe you've seen them sell like 10 different things over the past 2 years or something like that. We all know people like that, right? They're selling handbags and they're selling makeup, then they're selling this and that and this and that. Is that the type of person that you want to follow? No, because you know they're not going to be there for the long haul. So if you truly want to do this thing and actually make an income at it, people need to know you're committed. They need to know where you are going and what you plan on doing to get there. And when you can cast your vision and somebody else can see themselves as being part of that vision, they will follow you. So make sure that when you are talking about what you're doing, you're not shy to talk about, hey, I found these oils. They're amazing. They've changed my life. I am going to be talking about these. I'm going to be sharing them. I'm so excited about this. Whatever it is that you plan on doing with Young Living, don't be shy about talking about it, okay? And then also don't be shy about talking about your testimonies, because we all know that stories sell and facts tell. People want to know your story. So when you are at an event or you are doing an intro class, make sure that you are asking good questions and listening to the answers. So people will tell you their needs if you ask them. At the beginning of any of my introductory classes, I will ask my guests why they decided to attend and what they are hoping to learn. So why did you come and what are you hoping to learn? That tells me 2 things. It tells me their motivation and it tells me what I need to talk about that night, because if somebody says, my kid is really struggling with allergies, well, then I know that I definitely need to talk about allergies that night, all right? Or my kid never sleeps, or I get headaches all the time, or whatever it is. People will tell you what they are looking for solutions for, and then you can meet their needs, right? So make sure that you're asking questions and make sure that you are getting a good idea of what's going on in the room, kind of thing, so that you have good solutions to offer to people for their problems. All right, so those are the 3 things. That's good posturing, storytelling, right? Because at a class, you're going to tell your stories about the products. You're not just going to say, well, peppermint oil has these constituents, blah, blah. Here's a university study. No, you're going to say peppermint oil helps me with my headaches. I apply it here and here, and this is how I use it, and it's been fantastic. It's helped my kids with bug bites. It's helped whatever it is, helped us reduce fevers in our home. You're going to tell your stories because that's what people care about. Maybe they are, you know, green personalities, meaning people who like science, and that's totally cool too. But most people will be sold by the story more so than the facts. All right. And then of course, asking good questions. Okay. Now let's talk about closing a deal. And this is the last component of our talk tonight. This is what the best closers, people who can seal a deal, close a sale, this is what the best closers do. All right. Number one, they detach themselves from the outcome. Okay, it's so important that you detach yourself from the outcome. Otherwise, you are constantly on this roller coaster when you are doing network marketing, and you tie your value to the outcome, and your value is not in the outcome. You want to make sure that you are detaching yourself from that outcome. Your goal is to meet people's needs and to educate them. All right. You are helping the prospect make a decision that will be positive for them. You are the opposite of needy. All right. When you tie yourself to an outcome, sometimes you can come across as needy or desperate, and that will send people running. People don't want to be used for a sale. People don't want you coming to them because you need to make this much money this month and you need them to buy something. That is the opposite of what we want to do. All we want to do and all we want for the prospect to see is how we are trying to impact their lives for the good. All right. Second thing that good closers do, they are very assumptive in their approach, meaning they expect their prospect will want the product or the business opportunity because they believe that it will impact that person in a fantastic way. So you already come to the table with this belief that this is the best thing for them, for their finances, for their home, for a healthy home. You already have that assumption that this is a fantastic thing, okay? So you're already coming with this super positive, you know, personality, right? The third thing you want to do is, the best closers always do this. They promote themselves as much as they promote the opportunity. So we talked about this a little bit. We have a great product, but we also have a great opportunity, and we're going to take this thing and we're going to run with it. And are you coming? We're doing this together. Are you getting on this train? Because I'm making this happen. I want to do this. I want to share about wellness, and I would love to work with you. I'd love to have you on my team. All right. This gives people great confidence knowing that they don't have to do it on their own, that they have a support system, that they have a network, that they're not just going to be like, okay, here, go do this thing. You don't have anybody to tap into. No, they want to know what being a part of your team, what kind of culture you have. All right. So don't be shy to promote yourself. Don't be shy to talk about, hey, our team does this weekly call on Monday nights and it's fantastic. They do these different topics. If you get yourself an account, there's so much support for you. There's Facebook pages, there's this, there's that, whatever it is that your team offers, you or your upline, you can tap into any of our stuff and promote it. I don't care if you want to promote the work that I'm doing as something that they can tap into. We are a team and that's what we're here for. Okay, the next thing, a good closer is always prepared. Okay, always have some enrollment forms on you, always have, whatever it is that you might offer new, if you offer a little gift to people who enroll with you and buy a starter kit, when somebody buys a starter kit with me, I always give them a little booklet and some introductory papers, like helping them learn how to use oils. So talk about it, show people what you give them, be prepared to show them what part of being part of your team is. And then of course a good closer asks question after question, and they are great listeners. They act like a consultant helping a person try to solve a problem. Network marketing professionals use questions as their most powerful tool. Okay, so you say things like, did it make sense to you? What did you like best about what you saw? Pretty exciting, isn't it? Can you see how this would be a great opportunity for you? What oil did we talk about tonight that you think would impact your life the most? Ask good questions. All right. And lastly, great closers are excited and positive. This is posturing, like I talked about earlier. They are problem solvers and solution focused. Okay. When somebody comes to you with a problem, it's great to acknowledge the problem, but don't stay there. Be like, here's a solution, or you know what? I'm going to think about this, or I'm going to go to my upline and I'm going to talk to them about this, and I'm going to come back with a solution for you. But never stay in the negative of dwelling on the problems. You always want to be solution focused and orientated. And when closing a class, don't shy away about talking about numbers and showing value. Here's the value of the kit. What a great deal. I can't believe they save you $100. That's fantastic. You see how different that is than saying, okay, I know it's a couple $100 and I know that's pretty pricey, but you know, it's a totally different way of talking about it. Don't shy away about talking about numbers. Numbers are just numbers. Money comes and goes all the time. We don't need to be shy about saying this is a $200 kit worth $300. They give you $100 off. How fantastic is that? All right, here's an enrollment form. Look it over, fill it in if you decide that you want to purchase a starter kit. If you know, let's talk about what your goals are. What are your health goals? How can I help you accomplish them? And listen. Make sure that you're listening. And if people, you know, have a hard time, you know, committing to the purchase of a starter kit right away, that's okay. Ask them. Would it be okay if I followed up with you in a couple weeks or a month and see where you're at and where you want to go with this? And let them say yes or no. And if they say no, it's totally fine. Not everybody has to like the same things as we do. All right, so those are the 7 steps. The first step was gather personal oily testimonies. No, the first step was buying your PSK. Second step was gathering your personal oily testimonies. Third step was your curiosity post. Fourth step was gathering your orders and booking your class with your upline if you haven't already taught one. Then your 5th step was a customized wellness plan for that person, giving them ideas on how to use the products. And then 6 was follow up and making sure that they're invited to the class. And then the 7th was hosting the class and closing the sale. So we hope that you guys learned a ton tonight. This call was recorded, and if you need to listen to it again to take down notes, that's totally fine. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box or message Janelle and I about these steps. The last little bit that I just spoke about in step 7, I'm going to be posting on my Facebook page. I think it's scheduled to come out tomorrow on my business page. So those notes will be there about how to close a sale and how to be a really good closer. Can I type out the 7 steps? I can. Janelle, do you want to say something? And I'll start doing that.
You bet.
She's like, what do I say?
No, it's good. It's good. It's so good. Yeah, the number 1 is buy your PSK. That's right. So the biggest thing is people need solutions. So all we have to do is provide the solution and just have a conversation with people. And whether that's a conversation online or that's a conversation in person, it really doesn't matter. The same rules apply. So we hope that this call was helpful for you. We're going to do a draw now. So we have 2 books that we're going to be giving away. This one is called The 4-Year Career, and it has a bunch of information on network marketing, how it works. But the coolest part is at the very back, there's the testimonies from people like Adam Green and Heather Dahl, who are our upline, and how they were successful in Young Living. And then there's also this one, and it's called The 4-Year Career for Women. And it's basically similar to the other book, but it's written for a woman. So it's got like pictures and kind of like diagrams to fill out. It's much more kind of workbook-ish. And so I love both books. Both books are really helpful, and they work for different parts of my brain anyhow, and just kind of driving home the point. But the nice thing about these books is they give you an overall idea of what network marketing is and how Young Living's network marketing platform is really unique compared to other ones. So we have 2 giveaways. And so I already picked the names earlier. And so we have Demonda won this one, the 4-year career. And then Deborah won this one. And so Deborah Perella, I think her name is, and I don't have your last name here, so I'm taking it by memory. I apologize if I didn't get that right. But anyhow, Deborah won this one. Demonda Vaniski won this one. And so, yay, congrats, ladies, woot woot. So now I'm going to share my screen and we'll talk about the upcoming classes. Okay, so once again, if you are not part of our Facebook group, Your Best Life Naturally, please add yourself. This is a group for anybody that is already a member with Crystal or my team. So that means you've enrolled with either Crystal or I or somebody that has been enrolled on our team before. And it's also for anybody that does not have a Young Living account yet. So these are people that we call them prospects. So people that you think would be interested in having a Young Living account. You can go ahead and add them to this group and they can learn alongside you. And then you can go ahead and reach out to them in due time to be able to just share with them Young Living and seal the deal. So next class is going to be on Monday, July 6th. It's called Annoyance-Free Outdoor Experience. It's going to be some DIYs, some recipes, some just really, really practical tips. So this is actually a super great class for total newbies, especially this time of year when everybody's out and getting, you know, camping and getting out in the great outdoors, and they don't want to have to be slamming themselves with DEET infested different, you know, repellents of sorts. And also, you know, just being able to enjoy it without all the itching and so on. So this is going to be a great class for newbies. And, you know, those of us that are more experienced with oils alike, because it's always good to have a refresher. Then the class right after that is going to be one where you guys share with us. So we are going to be asking some of our team members to share their story. So it's going to be called Do Oils Really Work? Come hear our team stories, July 13th, 6:30, same time, same place. And it's going to be the last class of our 8-week series. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that we are already at the end of our series. But there's still a few more classes, so get your people in and learn alongside us. And the other thing we're going to post in the Your Best Life Naturally group is going to be a poll. We want to know, do you want to continue to meet throughout the summer? You can even comment in the chat box. Do you want to continue to meet throughout the summer on Monday nights, or should we take a break and just resume like late August or something like that? We want to hear from you, hear if you really like this 8-week series, because we have a ton of ideas, Crystal and I, and we would love to impart that knowledge to you, but we also want to be respectful of your time. So you let us know what you want to hear from us. So 2 things. Message Crystal and I if you have a great Young Living story that you would like to share on that last call on July 13th. And just respond to the poll on the Your Best Life Naturally that will be going out probably after this class, if you want to continue on through the summer with our Monday night calls. So we thank you so much for hopping in on this call. We hope that it brought value to you and that it was just a different way to imagine what a Young Living business could look like. Feel free to reach out to myself or to Crystal if you have any other questions about starting a Young Living business, for things that you're kind of hung up on maybe, or, you know, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. We need a little more of a step-by-step guide, and we'd be happy to help you out.
Thank you everybody for being here tonight. Like Janelle said, reach out to us if any of these steps seemed a little complicated or overwhelming. We want to make sure we break it down for you so that you understand the different angles you can take to make this work, because we really want to make it successful for you all. So thank you so much for being here. All right.
Hey, bye everybody. So great seeing you.
Bless you all.
Bless you. Bye.